So there's this guy named Genghis Khan. I mean Genghis Khan. I mean Chinggis Khan. I mean Temujin. And he lives in a tribe of nomadic Mongolian tribes. Why did I write it like that? And he travels a lot. He does some archery. Then on one fateful day, the evil Tartars poisoned his father with some diseased food. With no father to take care of business, Temujin had to take responsibility. For a while, they lived in poverty, eating random fruits, some wild animals they could kill, and, animal carcasses? Ugh. Anyway, once he became 16, an arranged marriage from his father to a woman from the Ungrat tribe. Ungrat. I think it's Ungrat. However you pronounce it. It was meant to make some sort of alliance between the two tribes. So our boy Temujin has himself a lady now, and her name is Bort. And, whoops, now she's kidnapped by the markets. Whoopsie daisy. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They do end up saving her, though, and by saving her, he proved his strong leadership and might to the rest of the tribe, and he soon became a new leader of the tribe. Of course, all power comes with a price, and this led to some of his old friends, Jamuka and Sengum, who's actually the son of none other than Wang Khan. Yes, I did bring that guy up just so I could say his name, by the way. Wang Khan. These two fellas actually helped Genghis get his lady back before, but they were both becoming super envious of his new power, so they planned to assassinate him. But eventually, after many disagreements and disrespectful behavior from the both, especially the refusal of the tribe's lady to marry Temujin's son, Joji, eventually led to a war, which Temujin's army won, mostly because everyone loved him. In fact, there were some soldiers on Jamuka's side who switched to him, because he allowed religious freedom. He promoted or advanced people based on virtue and skill rather than birthright, and he brought lower class of people up while taking down the rulers. After Subutai defeated the Merkits and the Naimans, Temujin pretty much became the lone ruler of the Mongolian plains and made a pretty big name for himself. Pretty much every other tribe either fell or joined his confederacy. As his empire grew bigger and bigger, he began to share borders with the Tangits. So Genghis Khan rounded up everyone for battle to conquer this new land, and he did with pretty much no trouble, because as Genghis had predicted while planning his invasion, the Jin dynasty nearby would not come to the aid of the Tangits, so they were forced to surrender and supply aid to the Mongols now. Next on the list was the Jin dynasty. After a few strategic errors from the Jin army, like not attacking the Mongols when they had the chance, and also not being prepared enough for the Mongols, of all people, this allowed the Mongols to charge through the borders and fight the Battle of Yahuling, in which the Mongols pretty much brutally slaughtered thousands of Jin. By 1215, the Mongols had mercilessly massacred the Jin dynasty with their horses and arrows, and taken the northern part of his empire. A couple of conquests later now brings me to my favorite part, the siege of the Khwarezmian Empire. So there's these Khwarezmian guys who think they're pretty cool, and Genghis thinks that too. He tries to establish some trading ties, even saying that I am the master of the land of the rising sun, while you control the land of the setting sun. Something like that. So he sends over a freaking 500-man caravan to completely establish a relationship between the two empires. However, when the caravan arrived in the city, the Khwarezmians attacked it. They claimed they were spies trying to attack them. In a ridiculously greedy and stupid move, they looted and killed the entire trade caravan and refused to pay Genghis back. Genghis was like, okay, alright, I gave you one chance. Maybe you legitimately thought they were spies. Whatever. I'm going to send some ambassadors over to you. Let's forget this ever happened. And let's just be friends, okay? And you know what? I'll even send you 2 Mongols and a Muslim, okay? Let's be smart about this. And you won't believe what the Khwarezmians do next. Do they A, actually become partners and have good trade relations? B, he kills all 3 ambassadors. And I bet you have a slight hunch, which is the right answer. Yep, he kills them. More specifically, he decapitates the Muslim and shaves and kills the 2 Mongols. After all, what could these barbarians do to the mighty Islamic Khwarezmian Empire? This time, however, Genghis was furious. He gave him 2 chances, and he screwed it up twice. Genghis rounded up his largest army yet, and prepared a full-scale epic invasion of the Khwarezmian dynasty. He had his sons lead armies that surrounded the borders, The Shah's armies were disorganized and weren't prepared enough, which allowed the Mongols to quickly sweep in and easily dispose of them. It was decisive victory after decisive victory. They captured and sacked the cities. Genghis ordered the massacre of thousands of civilians and even poured molten silver down the governor's eyes as revenge for his greedy actions. The Shah ran away like a coward. He did not expect these brain-dead barbarians to stand a chance against the mighty Khwarezmian Empire. Genghis sent 2 armies to find him, led by his sons and his guard. After 2 years of running away, the Shah died. This particular conquest is my absolute favorite because of the brutality of it all. They would execute and behead entire cities and stack all of their heads on top of each other outside the city gate. In fact, each of the Mongol soldiers were given the task of killing about 25 citizens each. So if I do my calculations right, it looks like they killed about 12.5 million people. He told the remaining citizens, which at this point was like 2 guys, that that Genghis was God himself and was sent to punish them for their sins. They talked trash, they got bashed. The Shah and his governor were extremely naive and overconfident, and they paid the price. In fact, who has even heard of the Khwarezmian Empire? That's how bad the Mongols destroyed them. And the other subsequent invasions aren't as interesting, so I won't talk about them. All you need to know is lightning-quick raids, bloodshed, massacre, hoo-ha, the whole world works. What is the moral of the story here, folks? You don't mess with Genghis Khan. 130 years later, when their empire broke up and died, but whatever, we don't talk about that. What matters is how amazing the Mongols were at what they did. You gotta respect them for that. They conquered more land in less time than the Ottomans, Romans, and Greeks combined. They didn't last as long as those, but and didn't conquer as much useful land. They didn't even get Egypt, and literally everyone got Egypt. But they were cool, okay? They had the Silk Road and stuff. Alright? He helped Genghis get his lady back before, but they were both super advanced people based on virtual. He promoted guard, by the way. Temujin had after a few strategic errors when they had the chance. After a few thousands of jinn in 1211. By 1215, the Mongols are pretty much mercilessly massacred the Jin dynasty. So he sends over a freaking. They claimed they were. Filthy cheaters.